Unfortunately, many of our well-meaning brothers and sisters in Christ who are not well-informed in this area fall prey to the personal opinions of irresponsible bloggers and self-made internet theologians who often speak with the authority of holy synods, bringing down bishop after bishop with their costless and paperless uploads and downloads. A PC, some good writing skills, and people become an authority unto themselves. They judge.
I wonder who he's talking about. I think it's funny. Again, we're dealing with this whole stay away from the internet. No one's talking again about secret sin. We're talking about public confession of heresy. That's not a sin. That's a deviation from orthodoxy. This is really long. Okay.
Patriarchs and local churches, they decide who is with grace or without grace, and they hurt and confuse the simpler souls that Christ died for. They claim that the transgressions, heretical opinions, violations of canons of some weak or deluded bishops or patriarchs.
Yeah, well, you notice how he threw heresy in with, sins and canonical violations. No, heresy is a different category. I can see where he's going to lump them all in together to Madonnatism.
Make the entire church heretical or corrupt. To help us in this area, I will rely heavily on the great wisdom and knowledge of Father Epiphanios Theodoropoulos, of blessed memory, who was known and respected as the foremost Greek church authority on canon law of the 20th century. Initially, the violation of some canons by some clergy, whether bishops or patriarchs, although lamentable, does not make the entire church corrupt. As Orthodox, we must not pray or have liturgical communion with the non-Orthodox, no doubt, and these violations are punishable canonically. These violations, however, do not make someone automatically heretical. We have hundreds of bishops in our Orthodox local churches. The toleration of these practices by the church as a whole does not go against the mindset of the church through the ages. Once again, the church never acted like a court-martial to condemn and spiritually execute its violating members in a few days.
Okay, the problem with this view is he's acting like this is 1920. Like all of a sudden, Patriarch Bartholomew is kind of he's celebrating with the Pope, and oh no, they've discovered it. This is terrible. Like they're acting like this isn't 100 years old. Like he says, the church has hundreds of bishops. Yes, it does. You know what the true Orthodox also have? Hundreds of bishops. So you have a choice. You can go to true Orthodox bishops who don't do horrible things and celebrate with heretics, or you can go with World Orthodoxy and go with the bishops who celebrate with heretics. But your choice is a reflection on you. Because if you can look at both sets of bodies and say, I think I like the one that's celebrating with heretics more, guess what? That means you're sympathizing with those positions.
There was times when even wise and holy people fell in some heresies or delusions. God, however, who searches the hearts, did not find them unworthy of his mercy. Saint Gregory of Nissa was not immune of dogmatic errors, yet he is honored as a father of fathers. Likewise, Dionysius of Alexandria made quite a few errors in his Christology, the theology of the Son of God, of the person of Christ. He did this without meaning to. His inaccurate expressions gave a lot of leverage to the Arians who were quoting him quite often. St. Athanasius of Alexandria needed to write an entire thesis in order to justify and correct the inaccurate expressions of holy Dionysius. In the early 60s, Patriarch Athenagoras taught some heretical opinions. To this day, none of the other local churches condemned him, or he did not leave the church to start his own branch. Thus,
that's because they ended up agreeing with him. Like this is not an honest presentation by any means.